What's on Drea's mind? Wouldn't you like to know? Dream with me.
Good Sunday morning. Today we are going to make some delicious turkey wings for dinner.
Okay, guys, it's Sunday, so you know what's on my mind. Time to cook. Let's get this apron and let's get this party started. So, I wanted to let you guys know I do read my comments, and I wanted to thank one of my subscribers. Her name is Eunice. Shout out to Eunice. Thank you for watching and leaving a comment and a request. Her request was for me to prepare turkey wings, oven roasted turkey wings. So just to give you the backstory on my recipe for turkey wings, is that the oven roasted turkey wings is a dish that my dad used to make. So this recipe has like a long history in my family, and my father made the best turkey wings. So I put my spin on it, and I think they're good, and I know that my family enjoys them. So each time I make these, I have the memory of my dad. So I'm making, on this Sunday, I'm making my dad's oven roasted turkey wings. So let's roll up our sleeves and get busy. Okay, along with the oven roasted turkey wings, I'm going to make a sweet potato casserole and some collard greens. So to also give you some backstory on my casserole, I've been making this sweet potato casserole for over 20 years. My sweet potato casserole is inspired from a sweet potato casserole dish that I used to eat at a restaurant, or it was a chain. It was called Boston Chicken, but then they changed their name to Boston Market. So you guys might know it by the name of Boston Market. I'm not sure if they're still around or not, but my sweet potato casserole was inspired by theirs because I was totally craving it. And it was like on a Thanksgiving back in the 90s. And I was craving it. And so I said, let me just go in the kitchen and fool around and see if I can come up with a substitute since they were closed. And I kind of nailed it. It was at least delicious. I'll put it there. It was delicious. And every year I would try to tweak it. And then I realized I didn't even have to wait for like a special occasion to make it. So just maybe like on a Sunday, if I wanted it, or, you know, if I had time to make a long meal, I would make it. And I just kept tweaking it and tweaking it. And to the point now where my family members look forward to it when we have like a Thanksgiving meal or Sunday meal. And I'm going to add it to the menu today with my dad's oven roasted turkey wings. So let's get started making today's Sunday meal.
Let's make a proper Sunday dinner.
Okay, so I'm just now seasoning the wings. And don't be stingy with the seasoning. I'm not using a lot of different seasonings, and they really don't need, you don't have to use a lot of different seasonings, but you do want to make sure they're flavorful.
For the seasonings, I use seasoned salt, garlic powder, onion powder, and Slap Your Mama seasoning.
Okay, these turkey wings have been seasoned and they're getting ready to go in the oven.
Okay, this is the key to very tender, delicious turkey wings. Cover them with aluminum foil and make sure that the seal is tight, because you want to essentially steam the turkey wings, and it produces the most tender, juicy, delicious turkey wings ever. So I'm going to put the aluminum foil on, clean the edges, seal it nice and tight, or go all the way around, seal it nice and tight, and then put it in the oven for an hour, 350 degrees for 1 hour. While the turkey wings are in the oven, let's go ahead and get started with the sweet potato casserole and prepping the collard greens. Okay, for the sweet potato casserole, they have been washed and placed in a pot to boil. I just put them in the pot so you can see the water isn't even boiling yet. But I'm going to let these cook until they're tender, and then we'll start the process for making a delicious sweet potato casserole. As you can tell, when I make sweet potato casserole, I start with my whole sweet potatoes and I do not take the skin off. I want to do as little peeling as I have to do. I don't want to make this complicated. So I boil my potatoes with the skin on, and then it's so easy to just peel the jackets off. They just come right off. So that saves me a lot of time and effort. As you can tell, they've already been boiled and they are very tender. The knife goes in with no resistance. So I'm just gonna let them cool down, and then I'll just quickly peel the skins off. Look how they just come off, so easy. I'll peel the skins off, take the jackets off, and start mixing them to make my sweet potato casserole. The sweet potatoes have cooled down. I cannot stress enough how easy it is to peel these if you do it this way. Boil the potatoes first with the skin on, and once they cool down, the jackets just come right off. I mean, look at this. Not difficult. Save yourself some time and effort and just do it this way. Who wants to do all that peeling? I don't. Look at that. Done in seconds. I'm done. I'm just going to now dice them up and put them in my bowl so I can start mixing them. I've creamed together the butter, the brown sugar, and the vanilla, and poured that into my bowl of sweet potatoes. And now I am going to add 2 eggs to my mixture. If you've ever cracked an egg and got the shell inside of your mixture and you needed to get that shell out, which you can see I just did that. A tip that I have for you is that if you take the shell, the cracked shell, to scoop the shell that fell inside of your mixture out, for some reason, I'm not sure how that works, but it's like the shell attracts the shell, and you can get it out a lot quicker, because when I try to fish the shell out of the eggs, it just keeps getting away from me and getting away from me. But when you use a shell to scoop it out, it just, for some reason, it's attracted to the shell and it just goes to the shell a lot faster. So that's just a tip for you. Don't forget to add a pinch of salt when you're making something sweet, just to bring out the sweetness. I'm going to place the casserole in the oven. The temperature is 350 degrees. The duration of time in the oven will be about 30 minutes, and then I'll take it out and I'll put the topping on the casserole. So we've got both the turkey wings and the casserole in the oven. Let's move on to the collard greens. We need to thoroughly clean these fresh collard greens first. So what I like to do is to run a sink full of water, put the greens in them, and apply some baking soda in the water to help clean them. After allowing the collard greens to soak, I then thoroughly rinse them and start taking the stems out and then chopping them up. You can pull the stems out by hand or use some scissors to just cut the stem out, whatever is quickest for you. At this point, I like to roll the leaves up tight and then cut them into bite-sized pieces. Okay, so the collard greens have been cleaned, the stems removed and cut, and now I'm going to place them in the pot. I'm going to season the water that the greens are cooking in with just my house seasoning, but the key here is to use some source of meat to also give your greens some flavor. That can be smoked turkey necks, smoked pork. I've used fatback. All right, to prepare the crumb topping, I'm going to use flour, cinnamon, oats, brown sugar, butter, and some honey roasted pecans. Of course, this crumb topping is optional, and the honey roasted pecans are also optional, but I do get good feedback from using the pecans. I incorporate all of these ingredients by hand until I achieve a grainy texture to apply to the top of my sweet potato casserole. Okay, here's a cooking tip for you. Don't try to take a hot pan out of the oven with one hand.
especially if it's your weak hand. That doesn't end well. So this happened, and I'm livid. This is what happens when you try to do stuff in a hurry or with one hand, my weak hand. I'm really upset. I was so livid and tired, but I was so thankful I was able to salvage some of the casserole. Y'all, now I have to call in reinforcements to come in here and help me clean up this kitchen so I can keep cooking Sunday dinner. 1 hour has passed and I've just taken the turkey wings out of the oven and they are good to go. So for the next phase, I'm going to apply some jar gravy to my turkey wings and put them back in the oven for an additional 20 to 30 minutes. And this will give it an opportunity to combine and all of the flavors to marry. When these turkey wings come out of the oven, they are going to be so tender and so delicious. One of my indulgences? Is that a word? Indulgences? One of the products I like to indulge in using while cooking when I need salt is this Maldon salt, this flaky sea salt. This is so delicious and it's a higher caliber of salt. You can do your own research, but I just wanted to share this tip with you. This is a phenomenal product to use. I'll provide a link in the section below so that if you would like to try it, you can, but I definitely give this product a thumbs up. I like this product. Another product that I like to use, not necessarily this product, but this is another ingredient that I like to put into my sweet potato casserole, and it just gives it that extra oomph, and it's candied nuts or honey roasted nuts, pecan nuts. Again, it's an optional step, but to me, it takes it over the top. And my question for you is, do you say pecans or pecans? Because aren't pecans the things that truck drivers use? Sunday dinner is... I truly hope you enjoyed this episode, but it's time for me to wrap up because I am super hungry. Enjoy. What are you waiting for? Click that bell so you'll always know what's on Drea's mind. If you've enjoyed this video, please help me to reach my goal of growing my subscriber base. Share this video with someone else. Thank you for watching.